And then this was the piece at the beginning that I was a little bit perplexed with, because it does have a screw on top, which well, maybe it does. Oh, I see. It has two keys, little notches on the inside, goes straight in and then rotates to lock in place. So easy to set it up. So just get it in there, line up the notches, turn it, snug it down. We're in business. So you can see on this side, nice and sturdy. Okay, so now it says to put on the corner pieces and the other acrylic parts. I'm going to skip that for now because I want to be able to easily get into it and see what's going on and everything. So I hope that there are no other parts that I need to deal with right now that require the plastic, but when I'm all done, I will put the plastic on and those little blue covers for the corners. Okay, so let's see what we can connect. Let's turn this around. So here's the back of the unit. Overall, things look very neat and orderly and line up nicely, and overall, really quite impressed with it. Okay, so the first thing it says to do is the X-axis motor and the hotbed heating line and the hotbed temperature sensor. So those are, of course, again, trying to figure out their pictures here, a little bit of a trick. So looks like the X-axis line is here. Well, maybe not. Maybe this is X-axis. Again, they just show two connectors. And oh, hotbed heater is here, so there we go. Now, which is the right orientation? Again, nothing actually gives you a good idea of how these are supposed to be routed. Since this is going to be going all the way up to the top, I'm guessing we just put them in from back here. I'm checking to make sure that they appear to be rotated in a way so they don't bind up. So if this is up and down, that feels about right. And then we'll put these two together. Make sure those are snug. Okay, and they have, oh, I see. The motor control looked like it was on the outside before, but now when I bring it in this way, it looks like it's actually inside. Other thing too, this one's not going to move much. This one is jacketed, so it's probably okay. But there is a fairly sharp lip in here, so adding a little bit of a bushing or something to fill that in to protect it might be a good idea. Probably not necessary. Also too, there's a little orange clip on here. I guess we'll figure out what that's for here in a minute. But I don't see anything in here mentioning what to do with that clip. It does? It does look like it's molded around one of them. Maybe it's just the name of it and just says X. And maybe it's just a label and nothing more. It doesn't go anywhere. So let's go ahead and plug it in. This is a little bit on the snug side, but oh, you know what? I think it needs to go underneath these guides. That would probably be a smart thing to do. see if I can do that. You know, perhaps what I should do is just loosen them. It doesn't look like this is going to want to fit underneath it. So I'll go ahead and put it in again. Maybe there's another step where it says to loosen those and attach it. So both of these cables should go underneath these. Find our toolkit again. Let's find the right wrench for those. Could be this one. Yep. I'll loosen one side so it can rotate. Well, maybe I will. That's pretty tight. Let's try this side. There, that's easier. Same with this one down here. So take these out all together so I can feed the cable underneath it. Last time we were just in the process of hooking up the wires. There were two little brackets in here that needed to be released so that we could run the cables up through there. So let's go ahead and start to do that. So there's two bars and there's screws on either side. I've already taken out two of the screws. Let's loosen these a little bit. The screws on this side are quite a bit tighter than the other side for some reason. The other ones came out very nicely. These definitely take a little bit of work. So let's run the motor control on one side, and then we'll take the I guess that would work. So we'll run these. This is for the heater for the platform and also the thermistor for the platform. Where would detector go? Oh, down here. Makes sense. Ooh, that's tricky. Oh, I see. So first we run it through the hole, then out, and then back in again. Let's turn this around so you can see. Whoops. So actually, let me do a close-up of the connections that we were dealing with. So this is what we were trying to hook up. Here's the detector wire. This is going to go out through here and then connect to the detector on the other side. So that would just plug in right here. I'll leave a little bit out here as a strain relief. Yeah, it doesn't look too bad. Now I suppose we could plug in our Bowden tube. Is there a, looks like there's a little lock on this. So before I do that, I'll pull off the lock, push down the ring. Bowden tube edge looks pretty good. Put it down as far as it'll go, release, let this section come up, and then put the lock back in. That seems secure. Again, let's put this on the outside. Okay, got that much done. Okay. Oh, we're getting ready to hook up the power. Oh boy. Okay, the first thing we need to do is make sure that we've got the voltage setting correct. That's definitely an area where we don't want to mess up. So this, oops, sorry, I turned it too far. To get to the voltage adjust switch, it's down in here. So all we need to do is look in there, see which way the switch is facing. And right now it's set to 230. So I'll reach in. There's a flat area on here I can hopefully grab and slide it over. And now it says 115. So hopefully we're safe there. So this is the main connector going into the control unit in the base. So obviously that needs to get plugged into the bottom of this board. We should be ready to plug this in and see what happens. Are we ready? Okay, well, we're back again. Sorry about that. When I went to try to move it and get it into a home position, it said it was waiting. And I waited and waited for a while and nothing was happening. I tried to move the Z-axis, nothing happened. It occurred to me that there was that little wire underneath that I had taped in. That was actually the control wire for the Z-axis motor, and I had forgotten to plug that in. So I had to take the unit, turn it on its side, get in there, find the cable, plug it in. Now let's see how we do. So we'll go back into settings, move, and let's try moving it in Z. At least it's making noise now. Oh, here we go. Well, it's going up a little bit, but I do have some control. Let's try the other axes. Yeah, every time I move it, it seems to be doing something, both directions. Let's try Y. Well, for some reason we can't keep going up in Y. I'm not really sure why that is. Let's try home. Okay, there we go. And just to verify, maybe there is a print hit in there, okay. Didn't think there was one. See if we can pull this off now. Let's stop it if we can. I'm just going to turn off power, hope that's safe. Seems to be a lot of plastic stuck to the bottom of these knobs. But as I mentioned, I have the foam spring replacement, so I'll be taking those knobs out at some point so I can clean them up better once I get to that. Boy, this film is really stuck on here. Wow, it's really, really tight. But hopefully it's not going to have any effect right now, so we'll just leave it. Okay. So what I'm going to do is tighten up the plate quite a bit so that we lower it so that there's no accidental crashes. I'm not sure how far to go here, but right now it looks like there's about 1 inch or 25 millimeters of clearance from the support arm to the bottom of the plate. A little more. Okay, let's continue. Turn the power back on. And I'm going to stand here next to the power switch just in case this tends to go up too far. I don't have the auto leveling switch in there yet. That's still on order, so we'll have to do without it for now and just hope that we don't do anything bad. So let's try to go to home. Watching it carefully. I'm actually going to be here pulling the plug just in case. Well, it looks like maybe it was going to make it. I jumped the gun on that one. There is a control for the limit back here. I don't know how high to go, but right now I'm going to, whoops. Well, that's as high as it goes. This screw is just about to fall out back here. So it's a knurled long screw with a spring and then a knurled section at the bottom for a nut to tighten it down. So I'm going to put it up almost as far as it can possibly go. It's just catching by a thread or two for now. So hopefully it'll keep it from going too high in case something goes wrong. Okay, let's try it again. Watch it carefully. Okay, so I have a nice large gap back there for the print head. So that makes me feel good. Now I can attempt to adjust it. So let's see what would happen if we go, let's try home again just to see if it does anything. Well, it looks good. Now let's go back. Let's try auto leveling. And we'll do position 2 out here in front to make it easy. And it does look also too like it has the little silicone boot over the hot end, which is rather nice. I wasn't expecting that, so that's a nice feature. Our official thickness adjustment paper. And I will put it underneath here and start to raise it up. And I'll do it until, it's going the wrong way. Do it until it just starts to touch, but then I'll come down a little bit because I've got to raise the other side. So I'm sure there'll be some sort of a interference from doing that.